सर स्लाइड मोड कर लीजिए।
ओके स्लाइड मोड
प्रेजेंटेशन मोड सर।
मोड visible sir.
हाँ सर, हाँ सर।
Okay. Okay. First of all, good evening to all. Myself, Dr. Narendra Kumar. I am working as assistant professor in Department of Livestock Production and Management, College of Veterinary and Animal Science, Pada University of Agriculture and Technology, Panda. So, my session topic is traditional system of poultry rearing in rural India. So, first I start with the introduction. As we know that the today poultry industry is very fast growing. Um, uh, yeah, it is approximately 1% of India's total national GDP and 14% of livestock GDP. And if we see that in terms of egg production, it is the second one largest egg production and fifth in the chicken meat. Now, if we see that the traditional system of poultry in the rural India, it is the oldest and most important livestock-based livelihood activity, which is characterized by backyard or free-range poultry system, which has very low cost management conditions. As we know that there are 850 million poultry is there, in which 317 million of the backyard poultry, which is of 37%, and which are still contributing 25 to 30% of national egg production. And it is the backyard poultry, it is contributing 800 million, 800 million rupees of national GDP, and to 30 million farmers are engaged in that operations. So in this way that we know that the backyard, which is a traditional poultry farming, is not only a subsistence type of farming, but it is economic pillar. It is a very crucial economic pillar for the rural development. So if we see the history of the traditional system of poultry, it starts with the Vedic period, where the owl are found in the Vedic literatures, ancient scriptures, archaeological finding of Indus Valley civilization, where they used the poultry as an egg meat for the ritual purpose or sport, particularly for cockfighting. In the medieval era, they used the poultry as a free-ranging system, where it widespread into the most of the village, where they are used particularly for the smaller marginal farmers. But before independence era, as we say that the poultry is entirely the backyard operations is there. After independence, the improved indigenous breed like Asil, Kadaknat, Nicobari, Chitong, popular in different regions, where they contribute as a backyard or small free-range systems. As with the time improved, the government support, government interventions was there, where the rural poultry development programs were introduced, which start with the production of organized poultry, particularly in urban and semi-urban areas. But still, in the rural India, the backyard or the traditional practices of poultry rearing still are in continuing operations, because it provides not only nutritional security but also to the extra income and to the livelihood support to that farmers. If we see the traditional system of poultry rearing in India, we can categorize into four parts: feed engine system, backyard system, semi-intensive system, small scale set rearing system. All based on the principle of that they have the very low input cost, low management cost, local breed they use. They used feed as a natural scavenging system feeding was there, and they minimum care of the health facility was there. So one by one we study in the feed in system. It is the oldest one where the large number of birds, large number of poultry are kept into the field. They are known as the range. These ranges provide center, greens, this feed, water, shade, and all exercise safety for that. And the feed, what were they use? That is called foraging. Foraging is selecting the feed on the basis of choice of the bird. And there is a stocking density of about 250 birds per hectare area. If we see in the semi-intensive system, these are practiced by small-scale producers, like where there is a free space available is limited. In that conditions, birds are confined in the houses during the night time, and they are given run during the day. So are made very simple, which used very locally available material like thatched house, earthen floors are there, and the more 20 to 30 square yard area per bird is required. If we during this period, wherever possible, there is a this space is divided into two parts of the both side of the houses. So stocking density is 750 birds per hectare area. And third is the small scale set rearing. In the small scale set rearing, where the some small scale producers of the farmer that will traditional system where they keep the bird in fully confined in the houses or in cage, completely dependent on the owners for their feed, water, and other health care. They are the typically around more than 200, 300, 500 birds are there in the small scale set system. And fourth one is the backyard, which is very popular system in the poultry. Our traditional system we can still follow in India is that it is in that condition that we can say that the rural backyard poultry is a low input, low management, and it is managed by the women and children of the household, where no labor is needed, extra labor is needed, and the source of feeding is scavenging and auto regeneration. Scavenging is for the behavior of the bird, but select feed and eat. And auto regeneration of the whatever amount of feed that are generated by the family members, they use as a feed to the poultry during in the backyard system. And they follow the typical flock size of approximately 5 to 25 in between that, and bird require very less feeding, housing, labor, and inputs. And as we know that the poultry are efficient converter of this kitchen waste into other agriculture waste into high quality production for the food. And if we see that the advantage in the figure, we can see that the healthy and organic production of the egg, because there is no antibiotic of the and other residues of such materials are there in that packet poultry. And there is a recycling of waste because hence are efficient converter of this kitchen waste and other waste of the food. And these provide extra income and employment to the farmers, and it acts as a natural fertilizer for your garden or other places. And so in this way can say that the backyard system is a still prevalent and very important traditional practices which is still followed in India. And so we discussed this backyard poultry system in detail. So the genetic group, what are the breeds that used in the backyard? There are three types of breed. First is the local non-descript. Means they are not belong to the particular breed type. These are desi. Indigenous, they are the indigenous breed, that is 21 breed registered by the NVGAR, which is now present is 21 breed. And third one is the some improved hybrid varieties, which is made up of some dual type or egg type or meat type for the backyard poultry farming. So what is the important characters of this non-descript type? That is the uh, distinct brooding behavior. They are resistant to the disease and harsh climatic conditions. If you see that they are it is the 21 breed, that is the 21 indigenous poultry breed that is registered by the NVGR, Ankleshwara seal. There are large number of breeds are there, but one is the Kadaknath is there. It is belong to the Madhya Pradesh, Jhabua district of the Madhya Pradesh, and the annual egg production of the Kadaknath is yeah, 120, around 120, and body weight is at 20. In the backyard system, it is 1 to 1.5 kg weight. So these are the 21 indigenous breed. So what are the advantage particular of this using this indigenous breed in backyard poultry? Because these breed are very well adapted to the traditional system of backyard poultry, where there is no input, no any such cost is there. They are very hard to resistance to the disease. They have good broodiness. They have the color plumage, small body size, and they have capability of self-defense system. And they have the brown cell egg, which has a rich in threonine value than the table egg production, than the table egg. They have the less cholesterol in the meat. They have tastier meat, and they also minimize the environmental pollution, which is a major problem in the intensive system of the poultry. And they use the waste material like insect, grains, kitchen waste, vegetable waste efficiently into the production chain. And these are the improved variety for the poultry farming. They are they have the they are these birds are resembled to the indigenous fowl, but they have the multicolored plumage, and they have economically more suitable for egg production or meat production. Like they are the commercial hybrid breed developed in India for backyard poultry for the dual purpose, like Ghee Raja, Van Raja, Srinidhi, Nandana, Gram Lakshmi, Krishi Priya, Broiler. These are all developed for the dual purpose. These are the commercial hybrid developed for the backyard poultry for dual type. Caribro Vishal, Curry, these are the developed by the Curry, Central Asian Research Institute, Ijat Nagar, Bareilly. Curry Nidvi, Curry Mrityunjay, Topicana, Curry Devendra, these breed are developed, and these are egg type for backyard production. These like Curry Shyam, Curry Nidvi, Abkari, Curry Sonali, Priya, Gramasty. These have the more egg production. Means annual egg production is about 150 to 200 in backyard system, and it is more than this indigenous variety. So if we see that the next part of that is housing management of the bird in the traditional practices. They need the housing to protect the basic to meet the basic requirement of the housing to protect from weather, predators, and theft. And in this system, we provide the night center, which is made up of locally available material like bamboo, thatch, polythene sheet, jute, plastic bag, etc. And these houses are elevated, as shown in the figure, that is elevated from the ground level. At least it is 2 feet above the ground level. and housing space is 2 meter square. That is for the 10 to 15 bird. And these houses have the poles are inverted to protect the house from the snake and the rat. And the farm for the larger farm size, we can use 10, 20 into 15 size of housing for the use of locally available material. If you see the space requirement, that is, see that the 0 to 4 week of age, bird require 0.5 feet square, 4 to 8 week of age, that is 1 meter square. In the adult, that require 2 feet square. Feeding space is 2.5 centimeter for the chicks, and grower it is 5 centimeter, and for adult bird it is 6.5 centimeter per bird. The watering space is just half of that, nearly half of that. One management practices is the in the housing is that roasting or perching. Roasting or perching means it is made up of some small bamboo or straight tree branches, which is made up which is a diameter of 3 meters. Perches provide the space 20 centimeter per adult bird. We can provide the perches. If suppose if perches are more than one at the same level, then we provide more space, that is 50 centimeter per bird. So it keeps, what is important, it keeps the bird happy and makes bird like to sleep, because bird do not sleep on the ground. They are sleep above the floor. They are like to sleep above the floor. And we provide the nest. Nest, which is made up of locally available materials such as basket, boxes, buckets. This is similar to the container to make nest under village condition. Nesting material, we provide leaves, straw, old clothes, and sand to avoid the breakage. One nest per hand is provided. One nest should help to find out the which egg of the poultry. Then the feeding management. First, start with the chick feeding. Chick require 40 to 50 gram feed per day. But there is a limited ability, because young chicken have very limited ability to scavenge. There is also a risk of life from the predator. So we supplement along with what allowed to scavenge. Both practices are there. In that condition, we feed the bird whatever the kitchen or left out feed, like maize, cereals, green leaves, worms, and range of insects for and larvae. For better immunity, they are given hard boiled egg that can be choked and given to the chicks. And these are the ration for the homemade ration for the poultry. What we have to, whatever the amount of cereal grains are there, that should be 33% cereal grains are added in the ration, and oil cakes that are added, whatever the oils, that is cotton seed cake, mustard cake, peel cakes are there, that is 33%, again 33%, and 33% to the wheat, bran, rice, polish, 1/3, that is 33%. Again, and salt is 0.5% to make the 100%. So some other management practices during the chick, like during this period, we have to provide the artificial brooding in chick. Artificial means brooding means to provide the heat. To provide the heat with the help of electricity like gas, kerosene, wood, sawdust. The optimum temperature is around 37 degrees for the first week, and it is reduced to the 2 degrees centigrade per week up to the 21 degrees centigrade. And during the first 4 weeks, we have to provide the brooder part, of about diameter of 5 feet and height of 1.5 feet, and space required per bird is 7 to 10 square inches per bird. And litter material means whatever the bedding materials of the poultry, we have used like ground grains, maize cob, this paddy straw, locally available material we can use here. Feeding of adult. Feeding of adult is based on the feeding of scavenging. Scavenging means I already told that the bird scratches the air, bird scratches the feed with the help of feet, and they search the feed and they eat the feed. That behavior is called scavenging. And in the egg laying bird, we have to supplement the uh, calcium. For that, we have to give the crushed mollusk or crushed egg shell for calcium supplement. And um, this 35 gram hens per day given along with scavenging. And the grower and adult management. In the grower and adult management, the houses should be to avoid dampness, to effective to keep the ventilation effective, so the not more than ammonia should create. Uh, Avoid overcrowding. Daily inspection of bird. Litter material should be 5 to 10 centimeter thick, and because to prevent it from caking, it should be treated with slat line, um, and it should be protected from predators. These management practices should be followed for the grower and adult bird. Some innovative feed resources like earthworm and insect feeding is also practiced in birds, like earthworm, which is a high source of the protein, 60 to 70% protein and high fat, and it is economical source of feed for the poultry. Fly, insect, maggot, these are also the source of the protein. One is the black soldier fly. One is the black soldier fly, that is highly high protein source, high fat and high calcium source. These black soldier fly can harvest for the feeding the poultry. In the simple instrument that is used, that is the plastic or concrete or wood basin. In that, the garbage is placed, whatever the garbage or bio waste are there, and in that garbage, put a corrugated cardboard to attract this black soldier fly, so that they give the egg on this garbage. And this that PVC gutter pipe, PVC piping are installed to collect these larvae into the uh, into a separate collection pot. So on this base, we can harvest this black soldier fly for the feeding of poultry as an alternative source, and it is a economical also, and it can reduce the poultry feed also. Water management practices, the clean fresh water that is required for the all time, and the feed and water ratio should be around 2 to 3 parts. Is 1 part of feed, 1 kg feed to provide the 3 kg water, and water should not be too high, so not to drink for drowning chances are there. Water should be, it is to provide with the clay mold, this clay bowl, and that flat bottom with the vertical sides, that are very simple and effective water. And in the traditional cases, we can use the water sanitization with the help of vinegar, silica, ganne ka juice. These are the water sanitizer. Commercial sanitizer, we can use Caminophore, like uh, this bleaching powders there, sodium hypochlorite, these are there. Immunity booster and energy supplement. In the traditional practices, we use the glucose. For that, we use the gur, that is jaggery, with along with the curd, are given for energy booster. So this is the important disease of the poultry, that is the Newcastle disease, avian influenza, uh, infectious bronchitis, coccidiosis, Marek disease, fowl pox. These are a limitation to the traditional system, that the emergence of new diseases. We have to understand the diseases, and effective vaccination are done to prevent these common diseases of the poultry. But what should we do if the disease has already been broken? So first we isolate the bird that is to the healthy one, and if the bird is dead, the carcass should be disposed with the method of burning, and in that time you should not vaccinate the bird, because it will again aggravate the situation, and we immediately consult with the vet. So to prevent this, first is the important is the to know the vaccination and to implement this strictly in 0 to 1 year, 0 to 1 days, that is 0 to 1 day, on the day of birth, that is Marek disease vaccination is done um, at the time of delivery of chicks, and that is done subcutaneously route by the dose of 0.2. And these Rani Khet disease are the chicks are vaccinated with the Rani Khet disease with the 1 week, 4th week, and 8th week. And fowl pox vaccinated are done at 6 weeks. And these again after that, these birds are vaccinated with the Rani Khet disease every 6 months. These are the medication calendar for the brooding chicks that is practiced by the traditional. Like they use the wood along with the curd as an electrolyte and as a probiotic for the chicks. Like 1 kilogram they eat for 100 chicks, and 1 kilogram food or jaggery for the 100 chicks. And they use the sanitizer water, what you use the vinegar or silica, 1 ml for 5 liter water. Again, I told. And one important thing is that deworming of the bird is necessary. Deworming of the bird by using the dewormisol or Elvendage or solution, we can deworm the bird every 1 or 2 months. There are some in traditional practices, they use some traditional approaches for the treatment or herbal approach for treatment of common problems like diarrhea. We use give the whatever the left out water of the cooked rice, that's it, kanji, to the bird. During that, in respiratory problem, we boil the tulsi, neems, black pepper, garlic in water and given to the bird for drinking water. And for the any type of food, we use the mustard oil, neem patti, or for that. For the parasite infection, they are still using dry pumpkin seed, which act as a dewormer, natural dewormer. That is a project proposal. I think 100 dual type birds and the backyard system. Our assumption is that the total bird is 100, and 80 bird in that is the for the laying, and 20 are sell out at the body weight, at the 12-week body weight, with the body weight 1 to 1.5 kg. And spent hen after the production cycle over, spent hen sell at the 20-week at the 12 to 15 month. At the age of 12 to 15 months, and the egg production is the 160 egg per hen per year. So if we see the fixed cost is the that is poultry set, making poultry set is because one bird occupy the 2 square feet, less than 1.5 to 2 square feet. We can assume that 100 birds is 200 square feet. For that, we use the locally available material and cost is less. That is 20,000. We make the houses, and feeder and tinker cost 2,000. Rural management cost the 3,000. On this, we can say that the total fixed cost is 28,000. And recurring cost means day old check, purchase of day old check means at the rate of 40 rupees for 100 chicks, 4,000. Feed cost is less because birds are again scavenging system, because birds are put under scavenging system. They are homegrown food, left out feed that are kitchen waste. Liter material cost, electricity, all they make 71,000. If you see that the income from egg, that is 80 hens into 160 per year, that is total 1,28,000. And income from male bird is for selling of male bird 20, that is 7,000 at the rate of 350. And on this way, the total gross income is 1,900, and total cost is 99,000, and the net profit is 60,000 per annum. But we have noted that this fixed cost is 28,000. It is one-time investment only. It may be higher. It may be higher, 60, 70, 80,000 for in the backyard for 100 poultry bird. So we say that the marketing of this bird. If you see that the backyard poultry farming, it is a very important pillar of the Indian economy, because it is 25% of the poultry egg production is contributed by the backyard, and it is engaged 30 million farmers into these operations. And it is by default that it is an organic chick production. This desi bird preferred for the better taste, flavor, juiciness. All this help into marketing. The huge susceptibility of colored desi bird. No use of antibiotic is there. The meat of this bird have less cholesterol, more vitamin E, particularly D, because they have more active birds. They are more omega-3 fatty acid, because they are feed on scavenging behavior. They feed some plants, some insect, variety of feeds are there. So in this way, that the meat have the high amount of vitamin and minerals, and egg product. हाँ बस भेज रहे हैं, बेसमिना जी भेज रहे हैं, बस भेज रहे हैं. Okay. Meat product and ammonia, they're different type of ammonia free, herbal, eggs, free range, chicken, fruits, happy eggs. These are all chances for the marketing. One important thing is the agrotourism. Agrotourism is a important concept where the farming sector, where the tourism industry and the farm business, where the tourists are allowed to visit agriculture as well as livestock on payment basis. In that backyard poultry, this is a native colored breed which attract with the like facility of perching, dust parting, attract the tourist. Like colored plumage and different feather pattern also attract the tourist. But there are some limitations in the traditional system of poultry farming. That is the low egg production and slower growth, suitable germ plant for the backyard poultry, lack of knowledge, decreased backyard space, predators, center management, nutritional management. In the nutritional management, we can see that the uncontrolled scavenging behavior, like irregular and unbalanced diet, seasonal shortage of some natural insect or foods. There are high fluctuations, lack of marketing, high fluctuation of particularly the chicken meat, lack of proper infrastructure, marketing facility, market information system. These are all lacked by the farmer. So if we conclude that the traditional system of poultry rearing in India is essential part of rural system, because it is well adapted to the local climatic condition, natural resistance, strong survival ability, and require minimum housing management. Additionally, it supports biodiversity conservation by because we maintain the native genetic resources are there. However, this system faces the several constraints like high chicken mortality, high outbreak of disease, as I discussed. But despite these challenges, these report low risk of and high socioeconomic value. With the improved management practices and healthcare support and selective breeding program, this traditional system can be strengthened to the rural development and the nutritional security, particularly for the rural community. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.